Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Monsoon, New Zealand. Just don't know if you can see any of that out there, but I am surviving the monsoon. Interestingly, my house is caught in its own little ecosystem. I'm actually up quite high, looking out across a valley. Probably can't really see it that well, but I'm in my own little ecosystem here. All the houses and streets, the electricity's gone out, the trees are down. As you can see from the plant on my deck there, it's barely moving. Everything just seems to be whistling around the house. I seem to be quite sheltered even despite being up high, because it is absolute chaos out there. Sirens going off, trees coming down, electricity going out. But luckily for me, I hope everyone else out there is safe and okay. But happily for me, yeah, just fine, absolutely fine at the moment. I happily did manage to catch the football this morning. That went well. Crikey. I think the Harvey Barnes Angel is definitely looking down on me. As you can see, I've got him up there in the top left corner. In one of the last videos I did do a little AI thing, which was supposed to be Harvey Barnes, but it wasn't. It didn't look anything like Harvey Barnes, so I just mocked one up, and that is now indeed Harvey Barnes with his little angel wings. Yeah, I think that may be one of my top moments of the season. I think bringing him in at the death and just taking that punt, couldn't have really worked out much better. Actually, it could. I just want to think about it. There was moments in that game this morning. Oh my God, there was a few swings, to be honest with you. I was actually sitting at about 65, 70,000 at one point. But then the Newcastle clean sheets came in. There was the Pope penalty save, and all those would have had big detrimental effect on the overall rank. Isak scored. Triple captain has got me a little bit there. But the big one, the big turning point would have been if Munoz had got that goal to wipe out the clean sheets for Newcastle, and obviously the Munoz goal. So it could have been a lot better, but seriously, I've been very, very churlish. They've been very, very churlish. Problem I have now, though, is I've finally got a peek inside the top 100,000. And really decent. I was sitting at 106, 107, I think it was, wasn't it? It's up there on the screen. I can't see. It's too small for me to read from here. But up in the top left, it should say, but it's 20k plus rank rise. I would have bitten your hand off of that, particularly after that first wave of games where I was actually on 14 points. Before the Crystal Palace Newcastle double, I was sitting on 14 points with just 4 players to go, which was Salah, Isak, Barnes, and Murphy. I did say at the time, crikey, I do generally expect most points in any given game week to come from 5 or 6 players, but cutting it mighty fine. But they all came in big for me, particularly the Newcastle trio. Thank you. The problem now is these games. The result in that game, the result in the Arsenal match as well. Arsenal, I was completely wrong in my. Well, it wasn't really a prediction. I just had this feeling that Real Madrid, given Real Madrid's history, would not lie down. But Arsenal were superb. Arsenal were absolutely superb. And Kiwior, what a little player he is. Got it wrong. Got that so wrong. Well done, Arsenal. Got to give absolute credit where it's due. But now we've got dilemmas. So that's that week. Game week done and dusted. I could spreadsheet you to death again. I haven't updated the spreadsheet. Interestingly, just for the record, if I actually took it across the my prediction was relatively low. But if I actually took the projections and took the averages that were achieved from the before this double and then projected them forward to the Newcastle Crystal Palace match, those 6 players going forward, it actually showed 90 points. It actually showed 90 points. Yeah, very, very, very bizarre. Very bizarre. Getting 89. However, dilemmas ahead. Is it time for a Crystal Palace fire sale? I can't afford to do a Crystal Palace fire sale. Crystal Palace are playing Arsenal in their double. And the way the Palace boys are going, I'll end up minus points with a lot of them, particularly having a double Palace defence. But then football's a funny old game. Just when you think someone's down and out, they come and surprise you. And Crystal Palace, I just don't know. They've turned into like what Bournemouth did when everyone was like wanting to triple up on Bournemouth. They were going so well. And I was actually fairly comfortable bringing in 3 Palace players, certainly on a defensive side. It's 10 goals in 2 games, and they've got Arsenal in the double. It'll be finishing on a bloody minus. So that is a long-winded way of saying I'm not quite sure what to do here. I'd pretty much settled in that last video on what I was going to do, but you know, play my 6 doublers, just roll, just go with that. So I play my 3 doublers in the Palace lads, and the couple of other doublers that I've got in there in the City boys. I'm going to get mullered if I go with that. So I've actually put the 2 Palace boys on the bench at the moment. I took 2 of them. Mateta's just not Mateta at the moment. Munaz, yes, yeah. Don't mind you conceding as long as we get the goal. And he damn near did get the goal in fairness, but you know, we always said this was not an easy double for Crystal Palace. You know, the double. But Bournemouth is the only decent fixture in there, and do I just stick with it, put them back in there? Feel more comfortable just having the 3 Newcastle lads in there, although there will be some limited minutes there. But what terrifies me the most is not having an Arsenal attacker in there. But who do we know is going to play for certain? Saka's got to get some minutes. They kick out, you know, with no FA Cup match. They've got to give him some decent game time. Who do I sell? Who do I sell if I do think, right, I've got to sell someone? Then that would probably, looking at those fixtures, probably be one of the Newcastle lads. But which one? One of them is going to be on limited minutes. Possibly. Or does Gordon stay on the bench? If I knew for certain Gordon was staying on the bench, I'd just say, right, yeah, just going with those 3. And then I'll just toss a coin between Bowen and Mbumo and bring in Saka, and maybe I can have a Saka angel. But I really have more questions than answers at the moment. You know, benching 2 doublers. But football's a funny old game. And it could be just when you've written Palace off to go and get a good result and a clean sheet, and Munoz gets a goal against Bournemouth. And listen, I'm not going to be the only one with this challenge. Everyone's got 3 Palace. Everyone's got 3 Newcastle. Obviously, a lot of people have got, you know, maybe they can free hit out of this if they can build up a couple. It's a bit of. Honestly, don't know. I'm going to take a little time to think about this one. And I will probably come back on Saturday, about 12 hours or so before I kick off with some of the next deadline with some decisions. But right now, I can honestly say I do not have the foggiest idea of what I am going to do. But I know I need to do something, because between the team that I would have to put out now, which initially I was comfortable with when I did actually have the 2 Palace boys in there, was just going to bench one of Murphy or Harvey Barnes. I was actually relatively comfortable with it, especially seeing that I'd have for the blank 9 really good players going out into good fixtures, and 3 Newcastle going up against Ipswich. And the way when Newcastle are going, that could be another 5, 6, 7 goals. Who knows? So it could be the same result. People will be shifting out Newcastle players. Do I just stay brave and stick with the plan? Do I panic? Have fun, play your own game. Maybe a little panic this week. It's going to be an interesting one. Honestly, don't know what I'm going to do. Amazing game he scores from a lot in our league. I thought I was going to be the Bishop Brennan Cup winner. I am not by a long way. Another really good week in the league. Another really good week. Well done, guys. I'll say it again anyways. Have fun, play your own game, and yes, I am going to have a little panic now for a day or so. I'll work it out somehow. See you soon. Bye-bye.